Okay, now let's take a look at this activation group of properties. And the first one is type, activation type, and there are two types, on enter and on exit. And again, it's pretty straightforward property. First, I have here activator, which type set to on enter. For this one, I set it on exit. And again, uh, it means that whenever, if your type set to on enter, whenever it will touch your inactive object, it will be activated. In this case, I have set it to on exit, and it means that it won't activate anything until it will exit this object. So it depends on your needs. You can use different activation types. Next property here is delay. And again, it's a pretty straightforward property. I have here delay 0, means that delay is off. And for this activator, I set delay 2 seconds. It measures in seconds. So again, both of these activators set to on enter, so they will activate fragments right away. And in this case, I will start move both of them at the same time. So you can see whenever first one touches, it activates instantly, and second one start activates only after 2 seconds. Again, first one and second. So again, pretty straightforward property. Just allows you to delay activation in seconds. Okay, next property is a demolish cluster. So in this case, I will use, and previously I used a rigid object with which object type was set to mesh root. So it copied itself to every fragment, and every fragment was simulated separately with its own rigid body. In this case, I'm using connected cluster. It means that the whole this group of fragments will be simulated as one object. And if your um, demolish cluster checkbox is off, what it will do, it will basically just activate whole group, and the whole group will start simulate. It will turn from inactive to dynamic. Just let me show you. So here you can see I have one group of object that is just one rigid body, but since it's inactive, it floats in the air. And if I touch this inactive connected cluster, because my demolish cluster is off, it will basically just simply activate whole connected cluster. That's all. Now it's turned to dynamic. But in case you want to start detaching shard of this cluster one by one, in this case you need to turn on here demolish cluster, because basically whenever you detach a shard from cluster, it's called the cluster demolition. So in this case, I will start detaching it, and you can see now it not only activated whole this inactive cluster, but it also start detaching its shards. So if I will select, you can see that now all these shards were detached into separate fragments. Now every shard has its own rigid and can be simulated separately. Okay, so this is how demolish cluster property works. It's not only activates your inactive cluster, but it also allows you to start detaching its shards to separate fragments. So that was activation group of properties. In next one, I will show you how works this animation group of properties. Thank you for watching.